All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. I am Scott Schulte, otherwise known as the Cow Guy, having a good day today, a lot better than yesterday, right? I can say that with a smile on my face. Why don't we take, I tell you what, we're going to take 2 seconds and going to do a cheap plug. The Cow Guy close, right? 1 Central, 2 Eastern. The top of this hour, we start, we have a great show, 3 great guests. We're going to cover some super subjects. We want you to stick around and watch it, right? Because it's lunchtime for most of us, but that's 1 Central, 2 Eastern. The Cow Guy close, and that's going to be in exactly 15 minutes and 30 seconds from right now. So let's dive into these prices, because this is the last time we're going to get together before we go. Let's start with corn. It's had a decent day today, up about 5 to 6 cents all day, and that's what we're up right now. 4.46 is last in the March, a penny off the highs, and it's 5 3/4 cents better on the day. Maize up 6.5 cents. 4.57 is last there, just a half cent off the highs. Let's take a look at new crop. That's going to be higher too as well. Well, we were trying to make a run towards 4.80. We're up about 1% on the day, 4 3/4 cents higher. 4.79 1/4 is last in the D's. How about that? Soybeans, well, they were higher too, and they had some double-digit gains. Still do, 19 cents higher in the front. That's March, 12.13 1/4 is last. And that's about a penny and a quarter off the high of the day. Maize up 17.5 cents to 12.22 1/2. Novi new crop, what's that got in store for us? That's going to be higher too. That's going to trying to make a run towards 12. We're at 11.92 is last. That too is up 1% on the day. 11 3/4 cents is the change to the good. How about that? How about wheat in Chicago? What's that got in store for us? That's going to be higher by double digits, 10 1/4 cents higher. 6.03 3/4 is last as we hang on to that $6 line, right? We've got, about a penny and a half before we get to the new highs. Maize up 10 cents as well to 6.13 3/4. From the Chicago wheat market, let's go to the Kansas City one. That's the hard red. That's up 11 3/4 cents to 6.30, just a half cent off the highs. May, that's up 9 1/4 cents to 6.27 1/2. How about the spring wheat? What's going on there? Well, look, I didn't like the way that technology looked. A little bit of a shudder. Maybe it doesn't like spring wheat. 5 cents higher in the spring wheat. That's Minneapolis. That's going to be the March contract. Trying to put a 7 in front of that one. 6.98 1/4 last. That's about, penny and a half off the high of the day there. Maize up 5.5 cents to 7.03 1/2. Cotton has been adding about 10 points every time we check, and it's doing it again, 54 points higher. So 84.80 is last there. So what's that got in store for us when we look at some other things? We can take a look and see what your 401k is doing. Why don't we see what's happening? We have a Fed meeting today, so this is all kind of staying a little bit close to home. We have an 82-point rally in the Dow. That's the Dow top 30 stocks there, are the biggest 30 stocks. So everybody kind of on tenterhooks waiting to see what the Fed. They're not going to say anything today. It'll be tomorrow, if and when they do, but we're not expecting much. But we are expecting our guest analyst to be on, and let's bring him on if he's there. It's going to be Ted Seifried, Zaner Ag Hedge. Ted, how are you, brother?
Doing all right, Scott.
All right, what's going on? Why are we hired today?
I think we can go through all the list of reasons why everybody wanted to see grains higher yesterday here for today, right? Tensions in the Middle East causing concern. There's, a bit of commodity buying sort of happening across the board. Historically, wars mean higher commodity prices. I don't think that's necessarily the case anymore. Yes, we need a lot of materials for stuff like that, but we don't have a whole lot. These aren't battles fought with large amounts of troops like they used to be. So, foodstuffs, agriculture. I'm not sure that's a good reason for that. Talk about a concern about Argentinian weather. That's been something that has been talked about since yesterday, Sunday night even. And then certainly you're getting chatter about some Chinese interest in both corn and soybeans. So whether that comes to fruition or not, I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to watch these daily flash sales, see if we get anything there. But really, more than anything, Scott, I think it's technical, right? You've got a attempt at a double bottom in corn here, bouncing off a very oversold condition. And you've got soybeans that are trying to work on an outside reversal higher day. Yesterday's high of 12 1/2. If we can manage to close above that, hey, you're going to have some people talking about the possibility of having a bottom in here for now. And seasonally, this is kind of the time where we do that sort of thing. Now, I do want to caution everybody. Bear markets like to do these sorts of things. They like to make the bulls feel like, hey, the lows are in and the water's safe and here we go, only to prove that wrong. So
Yep.
I think take it with a grain of salt, but it is, as you said, a nicer day higher today.
Makes this job easier. That's all on a day-to-day basis. So this one's not too bad today. I appreciate it. Stay right there, though. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more livestock with Ted Seifried, Zaner Ag Hedge, right after this. All right, welcome back. Let's take a quick peek and see what the livestock are doing. All day long, I'd say live cattle haven't really done that much. We do have a better board, but 67 cents higher in the Feb. 178.05 is last. Or 178.02 now. But look, we've had just over $1 range. We're at the higher end of it, right? We're only about 12 cents off the high of $1.15 range. So that's good. It's good, but it's been quiet. 55 cents higher in the April. That's double nickels. 181.77 is last there, a dime off the highs in live cattle. All right, moving off from live cattle to feeders. $2.65 higher in the March. That's good. 241.27 is last, 30 cents off the highs. April, 237 higher there. 246.97 is last. So those are both good boards, and we lose a little ground, but not much as you go out those deferreds. And finally, let's take a look at lean hogs, and we'll have about 75 seconds for Mr. Seifried from Zaner Ag Hedge. Let's go to Feb, up 80 cents, 76.07. April, up $1.67 to 85.10. All right, let's bring in Ted. Ted Seifried, Zaner Ag Hedge. 70 seconds, go.
Yeah, hey, you got strength in the livestock sector. That's great. Cash cattle have been firmer, and that's really justified this bounce off the lows that we had in early December. I think there's more upside potential. We are up and over some very key resistance levels here at the moment. So it looks good. Domestic demand seems to be really good. Yes, we have concerns about, tensions in the Middle East. We have concerns about Chinese economy. So it makes it a little bit surprising that hogs are kind of following along and going higher as well. But either way, you've got some good-looking charts right here in the livestock sector. And this is all coming, feeder cattle higher on a day where corn is pretty substantially higher. So I'd say that's a pretty solid vote of confidence for continued gains in the livestock complex. And again, I like what I'm seeing in the hogs here today. If we can hold on to the strength, looks like we've got a little more upside potential there too.
Yeah, it just kind of starts to feel like maybe that negative sentiment from the middle of last year to the end of last year is starting to turn a little bit. Wouldn't you think? Real quick, 5 seconds.
Yeah, it really does. And that was based on concerns about, demand. And I don't think those concerns were realized.
Right, there we go. And the funds were all running for the door at the same time too. All right, thanks for that. Ted Seifried, Zaner Ag Hedge, thanks for being on. Bring it back here to, where are we? Music Row, Nashville?
Music Row in Nashville, that's right.
Last I checked.